We're good. Everything's good.
Gucci Mane.
Yeah. Alright, so we're all here. Cole is not able to make it today, so there's just the four of you. I hope you guys looked over the document thing, figured out what you want to start doing. Because, yeah, I do need to know that information for planning sessions in the future. That way I can get everything prepared properly.
Yep.
Anyway. Yeah, DJ, I mentioned this to you, since the story mystery has kind of expanded a little more, when it comes to using your pursue a lead, you can change it every 10 minutes, make use of that, because I'm probably going to be a little more demanding in regards to the details of your pursue a lead from this point onward. So you gotta be a little more specific.
Okay.
Because I've already house ruled how to, using pursue a lead in conjunction with devise a stratagem in combat. So it's essentially buffed investigator a ton. Because, what was it? For, like, Pathfinder mechanics better than I do. So, I think with the way pursue a lead and devise a stratagem is supposed to work in combat is you're only able to use it against one target.
Basically but when you devise a stratagem, say you're fighting two people, creature A, creature B, you devise a stratagem on creature A. If you attack creature A at all, you have to use that. If you attack creature B, though, you have to roll a new attack.
No,
That part.
No, that's normal, but I mean the pursue a lead bonus.
No, I thought that's just on anything that's like related to your lead.
Okay, see, that's the way I interpret it, but the way I've heard it from other people is like, oh no, it has to be the specific target you're pursuing a lead for. So let's say like you designate pursue a lead to a room or whatever, and you encounter a bunch of enemies in said room. Well, you don't get your pursue a lead bonus because you can't pursue a lead on everybody. I call bullshit on that because there's a bunch of guys in the room that you're investigating that aren't supposed to be there. They're probably related to what you're investigating. So why don't you get that bonus?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that first way be ruled, because that is just useless nerfing of a class that's already not going to be doing insane damage.
I know, right? So I think the way I've been running it is probably the way it's intended to be run, and the people who are just like insisting to me, oh, that's not how it's supposed to be run, investigator's totally weak and bullshit. No, like they're wrong.
Yeah, it's weak because you're the one making it weak.
Yeah, so I think, like whether or not
Besides, it also doesn't make sense. It's like, why would an experienced investigator only be able to pursue insanely specific leads?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And like the whole point of, at least the way I see investigator, is that you start off general and you start narrowing it down as like you find out more information, and that's the way I'm handling it. So regardless of whether or not I've house ruled it or not, that's the way I'm doing it. Because it's dumb otherwise. So you know what? Those people are dumb.
Yeah.
So yeah, DJ, just run pursue lead the way you've been doing it so far. It's fine. Just I might demand more details or specifics in regards to your leads from now on. That way, because like, you have a lot more information now.
Yes.
So. Yeah.
And whatever the party collectively trusts to pursue next, I will make that the lead.
Yeah. And you can change it every 10 minutes, so, make use of it. You have a lot of flexibility there. Okay. Although not much happened last time, who'd like to do recap? You get an extra hero point out of it.
We got coffee.
We got coffee. That's not all of that happened, though.
Oh yeah, we also found out we found out some places in the city that are we don't know what's going on over there, but we know it's not good because the Dryad? No.
She's
Right.
a grain nymph, so technically a dryad.
The green nymph who runs the
Grain nymph, grain, like wheat.
Grain. Yeah. Sorry, I'm still waking. The grain nymph who runs the diner that we were at is well, she's connected to the city, and she's hurt in several spots over town, including but not limited to the industrial district, but like a lot more than usual, because of course that place is gonna hurt. The 1 second, getting called away.
It's okay.
Anyways, yeah, the locations were basically, oh yeah, she's more hurt in like the lake, farmlands, air association, casino, and the airfield.
I wouldn't even call it being hurt. It's just like she can sense disturbances in the force.
Disturbances are making her sick.
Mhm.
But yeah,
And before that, yeah. And before all that happened, there was more talks at the safe room. Doc may have fooled himself, come out, had an out-bite experience with a dryad. You know, the usual stuff.
Oh, yeah, all that. Some fortune telling, I guess.
And some fortune telling.
fortune telling.
With a very angry man.
Mm-hmm. An interesting guy.
Alright. So I guess since you all kind of contributed to that, you can all give yourself an extra hero point.
Yay.
Yay.
Yay! Except I haven't been using them all that much.
I mean, like, yeah, when you're a fighter, you're mainly using your hero points for,
Swing combat.
swinging
Rawr.
at stuff in combat.
All I can think
Yeah.
about right now is the amount of times I've seen a fighter or gunslinger roll like to hit someone, and hero pointed to get a crit, or to greed a crit rather, because we can all guess what usually happens when you greed. That's right, it succeeds. Greed is good. Remember that, kids.
I don't know, that's kind of... I don't know. I don't know about that logic.
I'll remember that.
I have unpaused. You guys may do whatever you like, start moving around. And yes, Nissa has a token now.
This is actually here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to finish Dion's art this morning, so... He's around. He's just in the back.
But yeah, we were just at the session after we got the map of where
Is a hero
bad
point?
activity's been happening.
So, anything you guys would like to do or say?
I feel overdue for just raiding some base or something, but we'd actually have to find one.
Oh yeah, we did need to do that, yeah.
Yeah, what's his name? Trey can help you locate those.
Sounds like that's something we need him to do then.
The... Actually, no, you wouldn't know this yet, so I can't tell you. There's actually probably not just one other person. There's at least 2 other people who can probably help you in regards to locating bases.
I know who you're talking about already.
Yeah.
And I'm
One
pretty sure
is-
Duncan.
One is
Would
obvious,
maybe.
one is not.
It's
Duncan will lift a brow and say, "It sounds like you have some stuff to do then, don't you?"
I do indeed, yeah.
Could you please make this happen?
Well, I plan to go and possibly gather some info soon using certain likeness.
Uh-huh. Would it help if I tagged along? Would that make you more comfortable?
Potentially. Well, so maybe not. It's more of like, how do I describe this?
Has anyone ever accused you of being decisive?
But yeah, I basically be disguising myself.
Listen, we don't have forever, and we had better get off our butts to do something. So let's do that.
I see. Well, if you want to tag along and help me, then you're welcome to.
I'll be glad to. Duncan's not the kind of person to sit idly by, so he doesn't quite grab you by the scruff of your neck, but let's move.
That's the aura of how,
Pulling him.
of how he's grabbing.
He's pulling me away. No.
No,
But you're actually physically dragging him away.
no. But, it's more that the whole stuff. Yeah, I don't know. We could. Nah, let's do something.
Okay.
I guess that means like me and Duncan are gonna go find info.
Okay, so you're gonna be spending the day gathering information on stuff. It's 6:30, so you guys gonna get started on that now?
Well, I was wondering if anyone else wanted to do anything to wrap up around here.
I mean, once everyone's ready to leave, Croux is gonna leave and go to the industrial district, start taking a look around there.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, also for it, I don't know if you noticed, I put a thing in the document about the stuff that you can craft, so it's in there now. Under specific crafting formulas.
Ah, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I could probably take a look around and put some time into crafting, so
Yeah.
that's my plan.
Like, it's early, so yeah. Okay, so you'll be doing that. Okay, who else is doing stuff? Or what do they want to do for the day?
Alright, I'm gonna get Ash to ask Desiree for help.
Okay. So... Ash!
Yeah.
Desiree is still in the middle of eating her very, very big breakfast. She's kind of a slob, actually. So there's kind of this weird sort of dissonance where this normally cute and kind of prim and proper girl is just like shoveling food into her mouth like
And that's
a
good
bear.
for me.
Stress eating.
Yeah, stress eating.
Mhm. She's just, chowing down.
Yeah, she's just chowing down.
Alright, it's lightly tap her on her shoulder.
Spooky.
She straightens up, spins around in her chair a little bit, mouth half full of food.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. Did you need something? Meanwhile, still kind of half shoveling food into her mouth, not stopping eating.
No.
You own that fancy pet pouch thing, right? That y'all offered for a prize or a reward for beating y'all?
Wait, what does she have? Pet pouch.
It was like a grooming thing.
Oh, Wand of the Pampered Pet, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she nods. Yeah, what about it?
Are you, by chance, good with animals?
And puts her fork down, nods enthusiastically. Oh yeah, my family runs a ranch. Of course, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I be good with animals?
Oh,
I mean,
you see, I had.
we mostly have horses and stuff at our ranch, but I'm good with all kinds.
See, I have recently bought the is that a Raven band?
It's
Or
Raven
band? Raven. I recently bought the Raven band, and it's helpful, but it's not, good all the time.
Desiree tilts her head. Oh, you like birds, I guess?
Guess you could say that.
Well, I guess I could show you a thing or two about handling animals. If you think you're going to be running into birds a lot more or making use of them.
That would be helpful, yeah.
I mean, we do have chickens and geese on our ranch too, but those are really very different from ravens.
Anything helps.
Okay, just let me finish eating and you can go whenever you like.
He's gonna side eye her plate to see how much she has left over.
It's a big breakfast. She's been eating the entire time you guys have been here. This is actually halfway on her second serving. She is a big eater. A little bit of a short stack.
Right. Take your time.
Gives you a thumbs up and continues wolfing down her food.
Awkwardly move back to the table.
No one help her eat it.
Alright, and then I think you might also probably end up going back to the safe house to do, the stuff with the staff.
He's spend time making his own staff.
Yeah. So let's see. Alright, who do I want to resolve first? I think. Alright, so you guys are splitting off. So Crew's going to the
Yes.
industrial district. Ash is going out to the ranch with Desiree and the girls. Possibly.
Oh fuck!
to learn some animal taming, and then Doc and Duncan are going to go looking around for information. Okay. Oh. So let's do Ash's stuff first, since I think that'll probably be the easiest to resolve. All right.
It'll be the funniest.
Yeah. All right. So. Ash. Desiree does eventually finish eating her meal. And who's paying the tab, actually?
It'd be Doc because he has the most money.
So you're paying for everyone, okay. Oh.
Yeah, that's what we agreed upon.
Let's see. How much do you end up spending?
Roll the dice. It'd be even funnier.
Who made you spend the most?
3 million gold.
I only have like 1,400 or 1,500.
Let's see.
And plus, I already subtracted the money from the coffees.
Alright, so I think probably total, like, for after everything's said and done, you end up spending about 10 GP.
And GP.
Yeah, that's not a lot. I'm going by, like, the expenses for, like, a fine meal.
Okay.
Which is, like, 1 GP each. So you guys spent a fair bit, like, on drinks, on food, the special alchemical foods as well, so...
Yep.
But for the normal meal stuff, about 10 GP. That's including tip.
Okay. Yay.
Okay, good.
I already subtracted the money for the alchemical stuff anyway, so all good.
Alright, yeah, so the tab gets paid, and Nissa takes away the empty plates, and Desiree shoves off of the stool. Always feel much better after a good meal. Glances over at Ash. So, did you want to head over to the ranch, or did you want to do this somewhere else? I mean, I can teach you about animals pretty much anywhere. You don't have to go very far.
The ranch would be fine.
Okay. And then glances to the rest of her team. Oh. I just realized something. She does a quick head count of everybody here and then glances at you.
Oh no.
This is kind of awkward, but do you have some method of transportation of your own, or are you gonna need to hitch a ride?
I can grab a car.
Just casually steal the car. The rest of the party
What do
has
you
to
mean
walk.
by that?
Well, you guys have
Picks
a
up
car.
car, walks away. Actually, how did we even get here is the question.
You guys have the car.
Hmm.
But Ash is currently taking it, so if you guys need to go
I mean,
anywhere, you're walking.
they're in town.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
We're gonna be doing a business in town anyway, so I guess it wouldn't matter too much.
Alright. Desiree nods slowly, still uncertain. Sure, okay. You remember the drive out there, right? I think you guys were out there the other night. My family's ranch is just a little bit further down the road. Can't miss it.
I know the way.
Alright. We're just gonna go hop in the car and head out. So you can go ahead and follow us.
This
Okay.
way.
And then the sirens all depart after saying farewell to you guys.
Farewell, Beeg.
So yeah, Mate excitedly waves, as Mate always does.
Alright.
Mate has one emotion and it is happy.
Alright.
Actually, no, Mate has two emotions: happy and explode.
Alright, so I'm gonna move maps. Let's see. I have to set this up because I forgot to put tokens on it.
Flip.
And where is Ash's token? There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna switch maps. Here we go.
Go, blah! Oh, this is pretty big.
Yeah, let's see. Which music do I want to use for this? There we go. Okay, you guys can see the map still, right? Even though your tokens aren't on it.
I can see it.
Yes.
You have
Yeah,
no
you can
walls
see.
on it.
Yeah, I don't have any walls on it because I forgot to set those up. Anyway, Ash. So you hop in the car and you follow the sirens out into the farmlands, and in their pink jeep, and eventually, you pass the Sunridge farmstead, which you guys visited. I think it was the previous in-game day, the day before, something like that. Yeah, you were there before. So you drive past it and continue down the road for a couple of miles, and eventually you come across this fairly expansive ranch. It's a huge plot of land. And Desiree pulls in, and you pull in behind and hop out onto the estate. Well, here we are. Home sweet home.
Comfortable place.
Oh, yeah. We get a lot of school groups out here, and we do a lot of camps in the summer. Horse camps, farming camps, that sort of thing. A lot of educational stuff. Gets pretty busy around here.
Sounds fun.
Never a dull moment. She glances to the rest of her team, and they start splitting off. Since apparently they've been staying here. Well, Desiree, you do what you need to do. We'll just be hanging around as usual. Be sure to call us if you need us. And the rest of the sirens disperse, doing various tasks, I guess, or whatever.
They're vibing.
They're
Big
vibing.
Mind not the fire in the back room. They are normal.
They are normal, I guess. So the chickens or horses.
Wait, hang on. I think the grid's weird on this. Let me. What is the grid size on this? Oh, that explains a lot. Hang on. There we go.
We're gridding.
That made it worse.
Oh,
Hang on.
We're gridding. We're hitting the
What
gritty.
the heck did I do?
we're hitting gritty.
This is I have to change the map later. Hang on.
Oh,
Oops.
That made it even worse.
Okay.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
been so long since I've done this. 1 second.
I am now a large.
You are large. Hang on. There we go.
Okay,
There we go.
There you go.
Okay, that's more appropriate. There we go. Because I had a different background on this before, so that would explain why stuff was weird. So this is the appropriate size now. There we go.
Right,
Yes.
Right. So, lead the way.
Okay. So did you want to learn how to deal with just ravens or all kinds of animals?
Just the general gist of it.
Or
Well, okay then, because different animals have different needs, so you gotta handle them differently. You can't treat them all the same. Some animals are naturally more skittish, others are a little more trusting of people. So, But I can teach you all about it.
To be appreciated very much.
And, So actually, I think she's gonna lead you over to the stables, which are over this way. Alright, I guess we can start off with the horses, since that's what we have most of. They're easier to deal with than ravens, to an extent. And, it's gonna start moving on that way. And as you're walking through the grounds, you can see Summer just in the middle of the field, starting to do some target practice, and Lyra disappeared into the ranch house, and then Vivian and Borson are just here watching the horses in the corral.
How long have y'all known each other?
Oh, you mean, my teammates and I?
Mm-hmm.
A few years now, I think. 2, 3, something like that. Maybe longer. I forget. Time flies so fast, you know?
I can see what you mean.
Well, I was born and raised here. Lyra actually came from one of the bigger cities down south. And Vivian, well, if you can't tell by her accent, she's actually not from Sheridan at all. I think she's from Albion or something. Came here to get away from family drama or something like that. Always complains about it. Doesn't like going back home all that much, so she hangs around us as much as possible. That's actually kind of why you didn't see her before. She was back home visiting family for a little bit and then just came back recently.
The understandable situation.
And then Summer, we've been best friends since we were kids, so I've known her pretty much all my life. So we all get along, thankfully. Hasn't been too difficult for us.
So has she always been like that?
Oh, you mean Summer? But what do you mean?
Very, say, confident, headstrong.
Oh, I guess? I don't know, she's always been a little moody. I don't know if it's whether because home life's not been great or she just doesn't really like people. I don't know. Always got a bit of an attitude problem about everything, but she's really nice, really, most of the time. She just is pretty short with people, I guess. And then she'll go into the barn, or stables, I guess. I need to redo this map because everything's off. Anyway, you guys head into the barn, and a couple of the stalls are occupied by some rather nice-looking horses.
Mm-hmm. Like stallions or Clydesdale? Like fancy horses?
I wouldn't say fancy horses. They're more like just normal work horses and maybe a couple of like show riding horses. Nothing super fancy. Okay, so, have you dealt with animals a lot before? Or you're just wanting to start getting into it?
I've only dealt with wild beasts and, in that nature. But yeah, a more calmer interaction would be nice.
Alright then. Well, dealing with animals isn't too difficult. You just kind of have to be aware of their general nature. So, horses are usually fairly gentle animals, unless you make any sudden movements or loud noises, and then they get spooked. And you really don't want to spook anything that has the same size and weight of a truck.
I wonder if Carhass gets scared a lot.
Excuse me.
Carhass? You mean Duncan?
Oh yes, Duncan.
Oops,
I was about to
Freudian.
say.
He's like a
Freudian
truck.
slip. He's
He
like
hits like a truck.
I'm built like an elephant, okay? My character is named I am.
Listen, we gotta remember that it is true that Duncan hits harder than a truck.
Yes.
Alright, so let's see.
He's
So
a good
you're
horse.
learning the tame animal feat. Tame animal, not train. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, alright, I got it. So yeah, you see a couple of big horses in the stalls. It's early, so they're mainly just hanging around eating oats and hay. There's a couple of ranch hands going through the stalls, making sure the horses are well fed and groomed. So, here's the thing. These horses, they're all broken in and tamed and trained already, so they know how to take riders, at a given notice, even strangers. But dealing with animals out in the wild, it's very different. But this is good practice. She nudges you. So when you're approaching an animal, approach them slowly where they can see you. And make sure you're not a threat. So no aggressive movements.
And how do you do that?
You don't know how to make yourself not look aggressive?
No.
Oh, okay. Basically, just try not to look like you're wanting to start a fight with anybody. Your face. I mean, you always look like you're scowling. No, if I don't mean any offense, but you just look like you're glaring at everybody all the time.
Oh. And try to force a smile. I was like, how's this?
How awkward does it look?
It's very awkward. It looks like he's hurting himself.
Let's see. Desiree will definitely notice the awkward. Maybe try not to smile so much. That looks weird. It looks very weird. And animals can sense fear.
I fear very little.
Okay, sure, if you say so. Anyway, yeah, non-threatening body language. Try not to be so aggressive, hostile.
Gotcha. He will attempt to befriend a horse.
Oh yeah, one more thing. She wanders over to the bench over, well, not over here. She wanders over to the corner over here, rustles through some feed bags, comes back, and then hands you what looks like an apple. Just a normal red apple. Here. She hands it to you.
Oh, I'm not hungry.
No, it's not for you, silly. Give it to the horse.
Oh. Right.
You can always have an easier time taming an animal and getting it to like you if you give it something you know it likes. Usually food. Horses like apples, so you can try giving this one to the horse and see how it reacts.
Noted. Yeah, then he'll slowly make his way in front of the horse.
Alright, so let's try doing our first tame animal check. Technically, this is not a wild animal, so you'll have a little bit of an easier time of it. But roll me a nature check.
Nature.
So anytime you tame an animal, you will use nature as your roll.
17.
Ooh, that is very good. Okay.
Do animals know primal?
No,
I
unless...
don't think that's how it works.
So
asking.
animals will not know any languages at all, unless they're an awakened animal, which is something entirely different. That means that they're intelligent and they can actually talk. But otherwise,
there are ranger and druid feats that let you talk to animals.
yes, there are ranger and druid feats that allow you to talk to animals. Let's see here. So you rolled a 17. See, I would say that's a success. Yeah. Okay. So, Ash, you see the horse in the stall approach you. It notices the apple. It's very bright red. You hold it out to the horse. The horse approaches slowly and cautiously at first, stares at you, stares at the apple, leans its head forward and sniffs a little bit at the food that you're offering it. And it looks really intimidating at first because it's a huge hulking animal. And you see its big lip just dart forward, wrap around the apple, and just snatch it out of your hand and nibble. It feels very weird. Yes, I've been around horses, okay? Feeding horses is scary.
I got scared once too from that.
Yeah, you have to
Yes,
hold
indeed.
the food palm out, like fingers flat. You don't curl your fingers. You'll just let the horse take it with its lip. Otherwise, it'll bite you. It feels very weird. But yeah, no, that's exactly what happens. The horse takes the apple from your hand, and after munching on it for a couple of seconds, it stares at you expectantly. So, with a success on Tame Animal, you can teach animals basic tricks or instruct them on various basic tasks, and As long as you treat it well and the animal's not starving or suffering from any other conditions that would otherwise make it hostile, you can pretty much, train it, ask it to do, very simple tasks, and it lasts about a month.
Nice.
Yeah. Desiree smiles and stares at you. See, there you go. It's not that hard. Once you manage to get an animal's trust, it's a little more receptive to commands. It'll do stuff for you. It takes a little bit of time and training, and you have to maintain it a little, but, you want to reinforce the behavior whenever you can.
Right. Do you happen to know what ravens like? Or crows?
She thinks for a minute. What do ravens like? Well, I'm not an expert or a ranger or druid or anything, but from what I remember, I think ravens they like any kind of food. They're scavengers, so anything that they can eat, they'll like. But they also like shiny things. Some ravens like to collect stuff, so if you can give them something very shiny, or something that they think looks impressive, they might trust you a little more. But that only applies for younger ravens, not older ones. Older ravens are a lot more suspicious of people. Younger ravens, they like to collect things to impress other young ravens.
Got shiny things and whatever works.
Yeah, pretty much. Ravens are very, very intelligent creatures. They're very smart and they have very good memory, so be sure to offer them a good deal right from the get-go, because if you don't, they will remember.
A good deal.
Oh yeah, ravens hold grudges for a very long time. And they'll tell other ravens, so be sure to make a good impression.
I guess we have something in common.
Oh yes, one thing that I will note. Okay, so normally tame animal is just like a flat roll with your nature and your whatever bonus you have. So one thing that I will allow you to do, if you try to use tame animal and you have something that would help you in winning the animal's favor, so like a treat or an item or whatever, I will give you a circumstance bonus to the check. So let's say, you wanted to tame like the horse, for example, and you had an apple that you wanted to give it. I would give you a +1 circumstance bonus to the check. Same goes for like the raven. So if you're trying to tame a raven or get it to like you or win its trust, and you have like a shiny object that you're going to give it, I will give you a +1 circumstance bonus to the check in order to do it. One thing I will note, because ravens are intelligent, the DC to tame them will be a little bit higher. Because, they're very wary and skittish and a little mistrustful of people compared to an animal that's already kind of domesticated, like a horse.
Pigeon.
Pigeon.
Tame pigeon.
Yeah, a pigeon would be very easy to tame.
Is Ash's hand slobbery?
I wouldn't say it's slobbery. No.
The wet? Is it wet?
Horses don't slobber. No, it's not wet.
Okay. It's even better.
And Yeah, desert. Like all this stuff is what Desiree is telling you. So out in the wild, you can tame any animal, like literally any animal, but the more intelligent the animal or more skittish the animal, the harder it is to tame them. But if you have items or anything that you can offer to the animal that you think might help win it over, I will give you a circumstance bonus. I may even give you an item later on that would give you an item bonus to those checks. I don't know if there's an item that exists for that sort of thing. If there isn't, I might make one. Because hey, that's neat.
When any item that just gives a flat bonus to nature do that then?
I think so. I think that gives a flat bonus to nature.
Nature.
Or I might make something that is specific for the tame animal check. Actually, since you have the Raven Band, I might actually add another thing to it where if you've got the Raven Band on you, it'll be a +1 item bonus to tame animal checks, but only for birds.
For birds.
Because it's specifically for birds.
For
like,
bird, yeah.
The passive of the Raven Band allows you to understand the speech of ravens and only ravens passively. Whereas the active is just any bird. You can talk to birds. So
all you need to do is find that previous raven and tame them.
Yeah, so
Always still at the rock.
So I think I'll just add a thing to the Raven Band where it'll give you an item bonus, a +1 item bonus to tame animal. Yeah. And Desiree will glance at you. Well, that's about it in regards to taming animals. Did you have anything else in mind?
No, this is pretty much it. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Happy to help. Oh, and if you ever want to or need to borrow any of the horses that we have in the stables, feel free to ask. You know, I'll let you borrow them free of charge. But, she folds her arms over her chest and huffs at you, shoots you a bit of a glare. I'm gonna be doing you a favor, so try to treat the animals nicely, please. I wouldn't want any of our horses getting hurt or anything like that.
He'll hold out his hand. You have my word.
Great. Then it's a deal. If you ever need any help or need any of the horses for anything, just feel free to ask. And she reaches out to shake your hand.
He'll start walking.
Alright. Actually, so Ash, when you leave the Desiree stays behind in the stable, but when you leave, let's see here.
There's a bird.
Yep.
There's a bird.
Big bird.
You see a raven in the tree. It's an apple tree, and it's actually pecking at some apples and trying to get some for itself. Seems to be having a tough time.
Okay.
And through your raven man, you can actually hear it grumbling. It's like, give me, I want, give me now.
He'll
Pecking at the branches.
turn on the band. He'll activate his the Raven Band. And he'll like stand almost underneath the branch. Do you need some help there?
Raven seems to get spooked for a second, flutters its wings in a bit of a panic, and then notices you. War! Who that? Heh, heh.
I'm Ash.
Okay. Name is Ash.
Yours?
Have no name. What is name?
Do you not know what a name is? Or are you asking for your name?
What is name? Don't need name.
Got it. Well, you need the apple, right?
It hops around on the branch, stares at the apple it's trying to peck off. This thing? Yeah. I want.
How many?
It seems to think for a moment and then pecks once. That many.
Ash would teleport up there and sort of snatch the apple. And then I guess he's in the tree now.
Yeah, he's in the tree now. You're like 10 feet up or so.
Mhm. And he'll hold it out to the raven. I was like the crow.
It's a raven, not a crow.
Raven? A raven. Okay.
Raven stares at you with a pair of tiny, beady black eyes. Kind of suspicious and cautious. It tilts its head in a very avian manner. I want. You give? Yeah.
Yeah. I give.
It takes a second or so, but then it darts forward, snatches the apple out of your hand with its beak, and it starts just eating. Many thanks. What you want? You give, I give. What you want? What?
I guess a partnership.
Partnership?
You help me, I help you. Over and over.
Yeah. You want help? Yeah?
Yes.
Make me a tame animal check. This is nature. And you
Sure.
get a +1 circumstance bonus.
Sure. Circumstance. Ooh, crit.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
Didn't expect that, did you?
So, that's a crit success. You want to know what happens on a crit success when you tame animal?
What happens?
Not only do you succeed in winning it over, the effect is permanent.
Let's go.
That must be one damn good apple.
Yeah.
It was a good deal.
Okay, so
He used knowledge and he managed to do it.
So, the raven sits there, hopping back and forth on its little feet on the branch, staring at you, seemingly deliberating on what you're asking. And it gives you the closest approximation to a very, very vigorous nod. Yeah, the raven looks very happy.
Like it looks like it's dancing.
Yeah, it looks like it's dancing. The raven goes, okay. I help White-haired Sulky. You help, I help.
Sounds good.
Yeah. You want, you ask.
So, do you want a name?
Raven looks curious for a second. You give name? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, now what I name this raven?
You decide that.
Crow.
No. Can't do that.
Raven sits on the branch expectantly.
I give it a proper name.
um,
You don't have to give it a
Peace.
name.
Yeah.
You don't have to give it a name
Peace.
right now.
He's giving it the name Peace.
Well, can you type that in chat for me, please?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. Time to check.
Where is war?
He doesn't have it yet.
Acquired BIRB.
On a crit, then.
Permanently, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Permanent BIRB. Birbament.
Sorry, I'm just adjusting its name.
And you're gonna take the BIRB home. You're gonna take the BIRB to the vet for
He's
a
gonna
monthly
ride-
checkup.
He's
You're
gonna
gonna
rent the car.
feed the BIRB every day. BIRB gets front seat in the car all the time. This bub is yours.
There you go.
This isn't Talkie Bird, but this is good enough.
Okay, so now you have Peace the Raven. What?
It's taking you a while to piece that one together.
You know what would be
I'm sorry.
You know what would be funny if you named it Quoth
Quoth?
the Raven. Nevermore. Not Edgar Allan Poe reference.
I get that reference, but yeah, I don't think Nate would have known that.
No.
Anyway, Raven sits there still eating its apple and watching you at the same time, seemingly waiting for any instructions or commands. And you can teach it to do stuff or ask it to do things, but the tasks have to be relatively simple.
He'll snatch another apple before hopping down from the tree. And he'll look up to the raven. Let's get out of here.
You going somewhere?
Yeah. Follow me.
You go, I go?
You go, I go.
Okay. Yeah. You go, I go. And then the raven finishes its apple, flutters down, and then I guess attempts to perch on your shoulder, but ravens are effing huge.
Perch on the hair.
Perch on the head.
Mhm.
Yeah, it attempts to perch on you, but again, ravens are effing huge. If you've ever seen a raven, they are scary big.
Oh wait, here's what you do. You put your hoodie up and you let the raven just perch on that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. After attempting to land on you, Ash, a couple of times and not really succeeding, and you pull your hoodie up over your head, and then the raven just decides to land on the top of your head and manages to balance precariously. Okay,
This is
we go
fun.
now.
Does anyone notice this?
So as you're
Does Desiree come out to notice this around at all?
no, Desiree is in the stables, but as you
Mhm.
pass by Vivian and Borson, they notice.
Mhm.
Uh, what is that?
An apple.
Blank stare. No, I mean the bird on your head. Is that a raven?
Oh. Yes, it is.
Borson nods. I'm pretty sure it is, my lady. No mistaking it. Vivian looks perplexed. Why on earth do you have a raven on your head?
Do I need a reason to have it on my head?
No, but it looks very odd.
Well, he's rather huge. You can't just, perch on my shoulder.
Mark?
What? Yeah, it is very big. Normally when it comes to birds that big, I don't think people let them perch on them like that. Are you sure you don't want something like a falconry glove so it can perch on your arm?
That's be a good idea.
I think this is fine.
Well, alright then. Look, it'll still look very odd walking down the street with a raven perched on your head, but you do you. She turns back, watching the horses in the corral.
Bloop, bloop.
And where are you heading now, Ash?
I'm just passing by. Down to
Okay.
the gate.
Or wherever you parked your car.
Mm-hmm.
Going home with the raven.
Alright. And where are you driving back to?
If they had told him where they were going, he's probably close enough to only hear Croux, right?
So the Brightcrest Ranch is in the southern/southeastern farmlands. Whereas
Oh, you know what you can do?
the
You can go
industrial
back
district's
and
pretty
get
far.
the drone.
Oh, I
Oh,
can get the drone.
the
Yeah,
drone
I'll go
and the
back and get the
canary?
drone real quick. Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we had a drone there.
Yeah, that's still recording, actually.
Wonder if it's
So-
caught anything.
So you can go ahead and pick that up on your way back.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, who else are we gonna focus on right now? So I can focus on Croux, or I can focus on Duncan and Doc. Let's do Duncan and Doc next. So
Bloop.
where are you two going?
I don't know how to describe this well, but basically Doc wants to go off and, I guess, remember what he did, like, looking like Trey and tried to get in touch with subordinates?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're still in touch with your subordinates.
He wants to gather info from them.
Ah, okay. So, anywhere in particular? Oh, actually, no, you'll probably figure out a place to meet or something. Alright. So, Doc's going to use his connections to get in touch with Trey's subordinates.
That is the plan, yes.
Okay. What are you requesting or asking?
I mainly want to request, like, I don't want to do anything, like, overly, loud yet. Just mainly some, reconnaissance of like where's everyone gathering these days and what's like where's the main focus of everyone under Quint?
Everyone under Quint? Like, are you meeting with anyone in person, or are you just like just doing a correspondence right now?
I don't know what you mean by that.
So are you actually going to physically meet with somebody to ask for information, or are you just using like your burner phone to contact people?
You know, I really could do either.
Okay. Okay, so I will say this.
Yes.
When you reach out to trace subordinates asking for information, you get a response back asking to meet someplace. And
Okay.
from the directions, it looks like it's just an alley, a back alley somewhere.
That sounds about normal. Doc is no stranger to suspicious back alleys.
It's his normal haunt.
So do you go?
I mean, I
Or-
got
or do
Big
you
Axe
wanna-
Man with me.
Alright. So let's see. Let me activate. Hey, I get to actually make use of this map now. Woo.
Who would want to mess with previous crime lord with a Big Axe Man next to him?
Mm,
Am I right?
some people.
So let me set this up. Let me find. I need a token. Hang on.
Oh yeah, and before I forget, before he left, he would have indeed picked up the trump card.
Okay.
In case he does need the genuine proof of identity.
Oh, let's see here. I need to find. Sorry, I'm trying to find an appropriate token for this.
All fine and dandy.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna use. Okay, this is just gonna be a stand-in token, even though you've seen it before. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's just a stand-in. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't have a. I can't find an appropriate one short notice, so I'm just gonna use one I have used before.
It's fine. I'll treat it as new.
Yeah.
He's in disguise.
All right.
In disguise.
So, Doc, Duncan, you two end up on what looks to be a normal street, main street in Sunshale. And it's a Sunday. It's still fairly early in the morning. Not a lot of people around. And the sun hasn't risen high enough to really clear. Well, it's cleared the top of the buildings, but it makes the alleyways super dark and really cold. And the place that you've been instructed to go is just a really quiet and shady corner of the main roads. It looks It doesn't look sketchy, at least from a distance, but the alleyway is unusually narrower than most of the alleys in town.
Perfect.
But this is where your contact asked to meet you.
Indeed. So I guess, yeah, as Doc would come into the alley, his clothes immediately do switch to that of Trey's. And all that good stuff.
Yeah, so you glamour your clothing to look like the three of diamonds?
The three of
Yes,
diamonds,
three of
yes.
diamonds.
The hashling splasher.
Do you keep the glasses on or do you take them off?
He takes them off.
Okay. Alright, you are free to move around.
I'll just move Kara's token with me. As they slowly but surely go up. Uppy. Oh yes, I recognize his token.
Yeah, I used it in the club, but yeah, no, this is just a stand-in. This is actually one of Trey's subordinates. Anyway,
Nice.
so Doc, you wander into the alley. You don't check or anything or do any security things. You just walk right in.
He would do some checks, the perception, to see if there's like anyone else in here.
Okay, yeah, roll a perception check, please. Also, yes, DG made this map. I actually have a use for it now.
For funsies. What was that?
Oh,
the crit.
holy shit! Okay.
I think he found everything.
I've seen this alley before.
Yeah, okay. With a 34, yeah, Doc, you've seen this alleyway before. You know what's here. You're familiar with it. You're very familiar. Not just, from your own wanderings around town, but also from Trey's experiences. You know the exits in this alleyway. You know the buildings that they open up into. You know that this isn't necessarily your go-to meeting place for super secret gang stuff, but it's one of the many common ones. And as you walk into the alley, you don't sense any kind of security whatsoever. You know that there's people around, they're just not immediately visible. So you're being monitored, but not super closely. You have a pretty good idea of where they are on the rooftops. And in the alleyway, you see one guy just nestled in the back near a dumpster smoking what looks like a cigarette. And he notices your approach.
And yeah, he basically approaches and he just says, "So you're the one." Am I correct to assume that?
Takes the cigarette out of his mouth. Ah, so it is you. I just had to make sure. Can't be too careful these days, you know.
With all the chaos going around here, I hope that you'd at least be a little wary.
He approaches you after stamping out his cigarette. Well, it's nice to see you again, boss, after so long. But I gotta say, it ain't that I ain't glad to see ya. It's just, it's been 2 months. What gives?
Let's just say I was assigned somewhere else. With full clearance to do so. But when I get back, I notice that my city's been taken over. by one of the worst people possible.
Your underling, or Trey's underling, snorts and spits on the ground. Yeah, it ain't a good situation, boss. No sooner than you disappeared, this guy moving on your territory, traipsing in like he owned the place, and bossing us around. Ain't a good or fun guy to work with, if you tell me.
He's pretty much just... He turned my safe haven into, like, some kind of bigger operation, and I just hate it. What has he been making you do?
To be honest, a lot of it is just business as usual, as far as I can tell. But he's been having us rough has a lot of the local shopkeepers, you know, for shaking them down for some protection money and stuff like that. I know that wasn't always your thing to do, boss, but this guy, he really likes bullying the townsfolk a lot.
And you don't know of anything else he's doing?
Shrugs. I don't know details, but all I know is he's up to something big. Don't
Do you
know
know of
what
any
it is.
who do?
Folds his arms, thinks for a moment. I don't know. Maybe some of the higher ups know, but I don't know if you remember, but you know that broad, big hat, floppy feather. She's a diamond like you.
I remember.
Yeah, I heard she's in town, but I don't know what for. Probably just conducting her usual glitter smuggling operations. For us guys down at the bottom of the totem pole, it's just business as usual, but also not so business as usual. Some of the guys who've messed up or fucked up go missing, you know?
I've heard of a few cases recently
Yeah,
involving a fire in the industrial district.
Yeah, either you get the shit kicked out of you, or you just up and disappear. Ain't a good look, boss.
I get that, and I'd like to restore things as usual. And I'll go ahead and tell you I have no interest in my superior. I'm only interested in Quint.
The underling looks somewhat surprised and somewhat impressed at your declaration. Oh, does this mean you're coming back and taking over the business again, boss?
I would like to. Unfortunately, he doesn't want that to happen.
Yeah, I get that impression. This Quint guy doesn't really like to share power, if you know what I mean. If he knew you were back in town, ooh, I don't think it would be going too well for you.
Definitely not, but I'm still here, aren't I?
Yeah, that's what I mean. If he hasn't gotten to you yet, he's definitely gonna try. But what are your plans, boss? Anything you keen on letting me in on?
all you need to know is that I plan to get my place back. And in order to do so, I need some of my old, let's say, some of my old locations back and secure with me.
Oh, sounds like you got a plan. Stewing up in there. Trying to get the crew back together.
I would like to, yes. And this is where you come in. I would like you to gather them up, get all conglomerated, and when I say the word, I would like you to possibly hit his supply line hard.
Oh yeah. Any particular supply line you want us to hit? You want us to hit the glitter? You want us to hit some other operation? You want to, details, boss.
Clear would be a good start, yes. But also, I'm more interested in the casino too.
Oh, that's the big stuff there, boss. I don't know when you were in there last, but oh man, Quint's really upped the ante. Really ramped up the operations in the casino.
And I can only guess the cash has gotten bigger.
Oh yeah, at least 3-4 times as much as what I heard it was last time. And this was like a month ago.
Yeah, I can imagine. So my idea is to kick him running back to Bayport. I want him gone. In any way, shape, or form.
Oh, you just wanna kick him out? You don't want him offed or anything? Because we could totally do that.
I've considered the idea too, whichever is easier in the long term. But what I need to focus on now is weakening him. Or else I won't be able to even get a chance at doing that.
Yeah, I got you. Well, even after you vanished, there's a bunch of us that are definitely still loyal to you. I can ask around on all quiet like to see who'd be willing to hop back on your train. And we'll get the ball rolling for you.
Good to hear. I promise that everything will go back to the way it was before I left, and you won't even notice a thing.
See the underling get like absolutely pumped and like punch his fist into the palm of his opposite hand. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Man, I miss this shit. You have no idea how good it is to have you back, boss.
Sure, get pumped up. It's gonna be a very wild next few weeks.
Yep, for sure. Whatever you need or whatever you want, boss, just ask and we will deliver.
Just get the old crew back together. That's all I ask of you.
Nods.
For now.
Well, now that I've verified that this is you contacting me, won't have to meet up like this unless you absolutely want to. But, I just had to be sure.
I understand your wariness because, yeah, someone disappears and comes back. Of course you want to know if they're real or not. It's common sense.
And also, if Quint found out that I was, meeting with you, that's my ass on the line.
Yeah. It's fine, though. I trust that you guys can keep it quiet. Unlike him.
Alright then, whatever you want, we'll get it done.
Yep. Just do as I asked you. I'll get back to my regular business.
The underling nods and relights his cigarette and starts to shuffle off in the opposite direction of wherever you're going. And disappears further into the alley. And as you're leaving, Trey can't help but stare back after watching this whole exchange. You know what? Sometimes I really gotta admit I miss that. Sometimes it's nice being the boss.
It's definitely a unique feeling.
Also, I gotta say, you do a pretty good job of, being the boss, taking charge.
Like, I told him 3 times.
I didn't think I'd be able to pull it off, but you know what? Worked out pretty well.
And then he...
And before Doc leaves, he'd like to do like one more big look. Oh, Phoe's muted. I shall wait.
I'm clapping.
Clapping. Sometimes.
You're a fraud!
I just like how I told him, oh, beware your frauds when I am the fraud.
Sorry. Sorry, my husband was ranting about something. Anyway, what were you doing? What were you saying?
I just like how I was telling him to beware your frauds when I am the fraud.
Oh yeah, the irony is not lost here. And Trey recognizes that.
And yeah, before Doc leaves, he wants to do one more good going at set, like, if people are still watching him or not.
From your intuition, as soon as the meeting was concluded, you're watched for a little bit until you're clear of the area, but then you feel like the eyes are off of you and you're in the clear.
Mm-hmm. They sure haven't left on their strategies.
Piggy colors. Who wants piggy treats? Who wants piggy treats?
Alright, that's it you'd like to do there?
Yep. Doc got some things rolling. That's all that matters right now.
Alright. So, let's see here. What do my notes say about getting assistance from these guys?
Give me piggy kisses.
Okay, yeah, so you can use Trey's underlings to help you gather information. They can help you locate more caches that you can hit. They can also raid them for you, or, embezzle, I guess, and funnel the stuff to you.
As long as they're being funneled.
Get lost.
I mean, like, as long as they're being out of Quint's pocket and into,
Yeah. So you can have them locate and raid caches for you, or like otherwise quietly funnel funds and resources out and to you. That way you don't really have to spend too much of your own time doing that. So you can just instruct them to do it for you.
and they'd be less suspicious.
And it'd be less suspicious. It'd be kind of like under the guise of moving stuff around. So you can acquire resources that way. Yay, passively.
That'd
You just
probably
need
be
to-
best for the earlier weeks.
Yeah, you just have to instruct your goons to do that for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We shall take time to decide that soon.
Yeah. I think though, I think there's like a bit of a cooldown though on having them do stuff. I think like you can only do it once every 3 days.
Yeah, you did give that
Yeah.
cooldown.
Yeah. So you can just have them. You can have them do stuff for you like once every 3 days.
So it'd probably be good to do one today.
Yeah.
I'll think
So-
of what I want while
Yeah.
you do other things.
Yep. Okay then. So, next I guess is Croux stuff.
Yippee!
For it, you're here.
Oh, I was muted.
Yeah, you're muted this entire time.
That is.
Unfortunate.
I mean, I wasn't saying much because I didn't want to interrupt the RP either way. So,
That's
so
fair.
you didn't miss out on too much trademarked for it commentary, but yeah, time to dive smog inhalation.
All right. So you want to go to the industrial district.
Yeah,
Bless you. Bless you.
Let's see. What do I have here for?
Oh wow, unused maps for that.
Yeah. All right. Anywhere in particular in the industrial district that you want to go?
the thing I'm trying to figure out with the industrial district is because we know that that's like the place that's the most messed up in some way,
Mm-hmm.
because that was the most painful for I'm horrible with names.
Nissa.
Oh, Nissa, yeah.
Effectively, for Nissa. The goal is to basically see if there's anything that Croux could find out that will, anything new going on in there that could be the source of that.
Let's see.
Like
here.
ask around during daytime hours.
Yeah, because like Croux doesn't go deep into the industrial district too often, but I feel like he's not on. I feel like he has people he talks to there, like he has friends. So it's
I mean, the Tinkers Union.
yeah. Well, that's a bit more outside of it, but like, yeah, basically, I'm also gathering information just on what's going on in the industrial district rather than with crime.
Okay.
You might
So
need to look at a little bit of crime though.
Let's see.
No, it's a C crime, but not through crime.
All right. So, are you asking around, or are you just mainly snooping?
It'd be a bit of column A, column B, like mostly snooping around. But if he sees someone he knows, he'd ask them a few questions.
Okay. So just wandering around the industrial district, or is Croux going back to the Tinkers Union?
I think first stop would be Tinkerer's Union, and then going in deeper.
Okay. Hang on. Let's see here. Let's see, what skill would be useful here? So, I think for just general poking around, this would be a gather information with society.
Society. Right. Yep. I can. 1 second. I gotta check the wisps.
Oh yeah, sure.
Wisp friend.
One of them's got to be skilled in. One of them's got to have society, right?
I think one of them does, yeah.
Let's see. You have survival, electric wisp, no. Fire has no, ice, no. Ice has athletics. That's weird. Oh, light wisp has -4 stealth. I love that. That's deception and stealth, water, athletics, and medicine. None of them have society.
Oh, weird. Oh, they're
Oh,
wisps.
no, that makes sense.
They're
Yeah,
wisps.
no, that does make sense.
They wouldn't really know.
Yes, very sophisticated wisp.
You can have one next to you for cuteness bonus.
Cuteness bonus. So let's see. I'm just gonna activate this map just for the sake of having a map. It doesn't matter if you're actually there or not.
I mean, yeah, he is gonna go there later. Just first stop. We got side 30.
26. That's not bad.
You know what? I think because my hero points work like fortune, where I keep the higher roll.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna burn one just in case.
He's gonna crit fish.
Because I am maxed out on them. So
Yeah.
okay, 26.
Yeah, so you keep the higher roll. Okay, 26 society. Okay, so just from poking around, you're not really asking anyone, you're just sort of listening to stuff on the grapevine and also, you know, trawling your social media feeds. You know, looking for information. And for you know, any information, you know, if things have been different in the industrial district lately. And you hear a few interesting things. A lot of people tend to not go there in the first place unless they absolutely need to. But from a few people that you know that travel to and from the warehouse district areas fairly often, traffic's a little bit, I wouldn't say busier, but there's a little more activity than there was previously. Just more people around. It seems like more security. Conspicuously more construction. Blocking off areas of the industrial district. There's been like an unusual amount of construction, like a suspicious amount. But
Yep,
people just kind of seem to chalk it up to, you know, it's just one of those things, infrastructure, right? They're just getting it all crammed in when they can. And then what else? There are complaints of odd smells in the industrial district. Because all the steel mills and foundries and manufacturing plants, they are all in the industrial district, so it smells weird, like even just normally. But there have been complaints of something different, like a slightly different smell that smells terrible. But no one seems to be able to place it.
Is it just all around in the industrial district, or is it like, is there like a specific like sector of it that's usually has that odd smell?
So the odd smell, like in general, is all around. Like, you know, there's a lot of plants everywhere. But that new smell, the new bad smell.
Yeah, the new one.
Okay, that one is hard to pin down. It does seem to be concentrated in the northeastern section of the industrial district, but it because it's a smell, it's really, really hard to pin down or pick out where it's coming from.
All right. DG made a great point in the chat. We have an address of a warehouse. Is that also like a bit to the northeast, or that like anywhere in like the north or northeast or somewhere like that?
So the address that you have is
It's a warehouse. I
It's a
remember
warehouse
that
in
much.
like the furthest northern areas of where the warehouses are. Hang on, let me double check my map. Yeah, so the warehouse address that you have is a fairly secluded area, a section of warehouses in the northeastern part of the industrial district, whereas the smell is not quite in the air in that area, but it's near it.
Still, yeah, I think hearing that Croux is gonna. He's not gonna go straight to the warehouse. Obviously not. He's not gonna. He's gonna avoid going there. But I think Croux is gonna, like, put on his hard hat, put on his breathing mask, put a hard hat on Mate, and then make his way to the northeastern part of the to the more northeastern part of the industrial sector.
Alright.
Also, that wasn't a joke. He does put a hard hat on, Mate. You gotta. The only reason he doesn't have like a mask on too is because there's nowhere for it to be clipped on.
Plus, Mate doesn't breathe, so he doesn't really need a mask.
Yeah, that too. But gotta keep up appearances.
It's aesthetic.
Okay, so let's see here. So you're investigating the northeastern industrial district. What are you looking for specifically?
Well, first of all, as Croux starts going around, does you notice a new smell?
This will require her. If this had to be a check, what would it be? Thinking.
I think if anything, it would be just perception, right?
Yeah, I think it would be just plain perception. So roll me a perception check, please.
Yeah, I know where that's will be.
Okay, 29. Yeah, that is definitely a crit success.
We've all gotten 3 crits in a row.
Jeez, yeah, what is with your rolls today? Holy shit.
4 rolls, 3 kits. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
See, this is the real point. This is the real reason for me to use my hero points. It gets the bad rolls out too.
Oh my god. Okay, so with a 29 crit success, yeah. So, Croux, even though you're not in the heart of the industrial district all that often, you recognize the general smells of the area. You know what like machine oil and grease smell like. You know what foundry smoke smells like. You know what all of that smells like. So it's familiar to you. You see it and smell it in the Tinkers Union workshops all the damn time. So this is nothing new to you.
It's slightly nostalgic, even.
Yeah. But this new smell, you're not sure how you missed it before when you were going down the streets on the way to the mining office what seems like ages ago, like a week ago. You don't know how you missed it the first time, but now that you are aware of it, it seems really, really obvious now, and it is... How do I describe the smell? It smells... musty, almost. Like someone's burning something. Something very earthy. But it also has a weird, charred, very acrid smell. And the best description that you can put to it is that it smells very much like, it's almost too subtle to differentiate, but it almost smells like burning flesh.
One second, I got it.
It's like a
slightly-
it's like a burning meat smell, but not the good kind. It's like the bad kind, like where it gets like charred, burns, very stingy.
burning meat, and there's also the smell of some kind of like earthy thing being burned.
Yeah, and then
Which,
also something.
and going back, if I remember correctly,
And then something
the
kind of
ingre-
chemical, very chemical.
if I remember correctly, the things needed to create the zombies that we fought in the train station: grave ash, a bit of body, and something.
Preservation
else.
fluid.
Preservation.
fluid. Yeah.
Is a roll needed to put 2 and 2 together?
I mean, you no. Like if you can figure
Considering
it
that
out
I
yourself.
just put 2 and 2 together,
Yeah.
and Croux is much smarter than I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not much of a stretch. Like you can pretty safely guess.
Yeah, Croux is just gonna send out like a mass text to the party, because we have phones.
You found it?
Yeah, Crew's just gonna say something along the lines of, I think I found where Quint is. Wait 1 second, I gotta think of if Croux would think that the phones are being monitored.
Good oversight.
Speaking
You know
of
what,
being
actually-
monitored.
Oh yeah, Croux, considering that he's walked in at this point, can I also make a separate perception check to like look around to see if there's anyone following him? Because Croux is paranoid.
Yeah, perception check, please.
After what happened last time.
Yeah. I have hero points.
You have hero points.
That's better.
Let's see here. 24. Would that be enough to...
Oh, actually, real quick, sorry to do this. I'm also gonna roll for mate because
Oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
mate is there too.
Mate's roll slightly better, okay.
Mate has a better mod. Mate is wiser and more perceptive than Croux.
Okay, so with that check, 24 and 26, you don't think you're being followed, but with that roll, you're suddenly reminded to be mindful of security cameras while you're going down there. Yeah, as far as you can tell, you're not being followed actively. But it's hard to shake the paranoia of thinking you're being watched somehow.
Right, cameras.
Yeah, you're reminded of the incident with the truck. And Ash disabling all the cameras.
I don't think Croux would disable them just because that would be more suspicious in his opinion if
Yeah.
all of a sudden they went out. But
I will
Croux
say...
is
I will say, if you do decide to go exploring further into the industrial district, I will require stealth checks.
Yeah, I was just about to say Croux is gonna, from this point forth, try to mostly stay in like the blind spots of cameras. And in fact, I didn't take it out before. Now there is a reason to. I'm gonna
Take out
summon a
what?
Shadow Wisp to help me. Wait 1 second.
You're a scout.
Actually, before I summon the Shadow Wisp, something I forgot that I have. Let me find it.
You also actually have invisibility.
Check.
Oh yeah, there's that too. To vanishing.
Vanishing
Wayfind.
Wayfinder, yeah.
This is Croux did buy this all those sessions ago.
Yeah.
So you can actually investigate.
And it lasts 5 minutes.
Which is half the time of a normal second level invisibility, but
Yeah, it's still really
That's-
good.
yeah, that's fine. I'm still gonna roll stealth. I'm still gonna summon a wisp to help with that, but I also Croux will once he starts going into the I think no recognizing the smell. First, Croux is gonna try to like find a blind spot of a camera so that he can quickly send a group text to the party saying, saying Quint's making his bodies in the industrial district. Gonna try to find more specific. Gonna try to find where specifically.
Some photograph evidence.
Mate is always recording. From this point on, Mate is always recording just in case.
A good strategy.
It's time to whisper funny things his way while he sleeps.
And
He
And
will
then-
come.
and yeah, now Croux is gonna try to do a bit of
Reconnaissance.
reconnaissance while trying to hide from the cameras, and if he if he thinks that he's reached the spot where no matter what he will be seen, he is gonna use the vanishing wayfinder to not be.
Alright, so how long do you want to have Croux spend doing recon on this area? Like a few minutes, few hours, you know.
I think it would have to be at least a few hours,
Okay.
because Croux is Croux is definitely scared. Like, he's terrified as he's going through this, but also it's like it's also the thing of if he's already gotten this close, might as well figure it out already, and might as well figure out and help.
There's also another way you could do reconnaissance.
How?
I don't know if you remember, but in Trace Station you used cameras. You could use those to your advantage too.
You could hack the cameras, yes.
That is a great point, actually. Yeah, I think
It'd be easier than going in.
I think before Croux goes in, he's gonna try to see if he can backdoor into the camera system, so that while he is looking where the cameras can't see, the cameras are paying attention.
Okay, doc. This would be an engineering lore roll for hacking or seeing if you can find a back door into the system somewhere.
One second, I think I saw that one. Nope, they have dungeon lore for some reason.
The
Alright.
medalists? No, the medalists do crafting, never mind.
Yeah, I thought I saw engineering on one of them, but no, I think that was just dungeon lore. Engineering lore.
I would think the electrical wisps would, but I don't remember.
Yeah, you'd think, but no, they don't have any lore. They just have acrobatics, crafting, and stealth. Actually, now that I think about it, when it's time to start going sneaky, Croux is gonna have the electric wisp out, because that's also his
Yeah.
element thing.
Yeah.
And Engineering. Yeah, no, that's fine, but fine isn't what makes heroes. That's
Oh
what
my
makes
God!
them, motherfucker.
What the hell? Holy shit! How are you getting like these crits?
Did you forget Croux' gift, Phoe?
Oh my God! Yeah.
He's one lucky motherfucker.
Jeez, crit success. Okay. Okay, one second. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick, and I will address this in a minute. So I'll be right back. 1 second. Whee!
Smart boy know what he doing.
I just got back and I see you crit again. Nice.
You gotta love hero
It is
points.
a ridiculous amount of crits, to be fair.
You gotta
I
love
can
it when your
calculate the
hero
odds for you
points
if you're very
aren't just a
curious.
Yes.
Do it.
Okay. This is. Let's see. Oh, hang on. I thought. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 rolls, 3 crits. Okay.
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. If there's any day to be critting a lot, it's definitely when we're trying to get information.
And not in combat.
I mean, if we need crits in combat, we have Duncan. We don't need anyone else to crit.
That is true, yeah.
True. Hmm. The odds for critting 3 times as we have are a bit under 2%.
Let's go.
Nice.
Pretty damn bad, either way.
We're hitting that 2%, baby.
Clearly.
I am the 2%.
We're gaming.
2% milk.
I've been muted this whole time. I'm stupid.
Oh, that's why you weren't talking.
That's why you weren't talking.
Oh my god, I'm so dumb.
You're a funny lady.
I said a whole lot of stuff and
How long were you muted for?
Why are they ignoring me?
In the bathroom?
How could they do this?
That's like half an hour.
no, that was like 2 minutes. Sorry, my
That was
husband.
not 2 minutes.
Crap.
It was kind of a
It's fine.
few
Damn
minutes,
Okay, so anyway,
unfortunately.
so I'm dumb. I forgot I was muted the whole time.
Tell you, like, you can just play by yourself. Nobody's listening, obviously.
So with the 34,
Minutes.
what was I saying? Yeah, so you get a pretty good picture of what's going on. You manage to find a vulnerability in the Sunshell's transportation network system. So you managed to get feeds from several different traffic cameras in the area. You can just see pretty much whatever the hell you want. And over the course of several hours, you notice a few things. Outside of rush hour, which is about, I want to say generally 7 to 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning. Outside of it, the industrial district seems unusually busy. You notice several construction areas with barely any signs of construction, only like very, very surface level stuff. It looks kind of sketchy.
Like
There's
like
barriers.
the excavators are out, but they're just kind of like hitting the wall, not really actually
Yeah.
digging.
They have the excavators and machinery out, but they don't really seem to be doing anything related to actual construction. It just seems like they're going through the motions, and there's barriers up, but they're not really blocking anything.
Okay. Something I would like to do really quickly.
Yeah.
So, as I have said, Mate is recording everything.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to, if at all possible, take screenshots of these people's faces
Okay, yeah, you may do that.
because because while these may just be some of them probably just random people, some of them considering what they're doing almost certainly working for Quint, and we have someone who can figure that out for us.
Indeed.
The other thing that you notice over time is there's a noticeable amount of transport trucks passing through the industrial district, which is in itself not unusual, but the ones that stick out to you, you find a lot of unmarked like white trailer, cube vans, cube trucks, transport trucks. Now, that on its own, not weird, but with a 34, you also spot those same trucks going into the construction zones. You'll see workers moving aside barriers to let those trucks in, no others. Any other vehicle that tries to pass through the streets in those areas get turned away. So you put 2 and 2 together, that is very weird. And
If another real quick, if at all possible, do these trucks have their license plates?
they do. And,
Screenshot.
And one thing you notice in common with all of these trucks, they all have Kaladin plates.
Intriguing.
Yeah, I don't need to check for that because you rolled a crit success. That is information you automatically get.
Ash likes to know your location, please.
You told us to phrase to Ash, she's gonna freak out.
I think all of this as Croux is as Croux is learning all this and seeing this happen, he's gonna be sharing this with the group. This is not something to in his eyes, this is not something to wait to share. This is pertinent information. Croux isn't gonna leave out details. He's gonna send the screenshots. He's gonna say these people have closed off bits of the industrial district for construction, but they haven't been constructing anything. They've only been letting these trucks in, sending the screenshots of the trucks, including license plates, completely unmarked.
Time to bring in the axe.
And this is the places where this is happening is just kind of like scattered throughout, or is it more like would it be like scattered throughout, or would it be all more congregated in like one general sector?
I'd say they're probably a little bit scattered, but best you can tell, it's like a handful of different places, but it's noticeable. This is a pattern you notice after several hours of surveillance.
Yeah, Croux is gonna dox these locations too. All right.
Another thing that you notice in regards to the movement of these trucks. So you see quite a few trucks going in. You also see a few moving out. And these seem to be going to different parts of the city. Where specifically, you're not sure, but they seem to be going in a bunch of different directions.
Okay.
And that's what you're able to determine. I think that's everything you're able to glean from your roll.
Yeah.
Now, so much.
I think by that point, yeah, it's already been like 3 hours. Would you say?
It would be like about 3 hours, yeah.
So you still want to do some
And-
riskier reconnaissance?
Yeah, yeah. Here's the question before I answer that: does Croux still notice the smell?
Oh yeah. Like it's kind of pervasive. You're like, where are you? Would we be on a rooftop? Are you like in an alley? Are you just like?
I think probably hunkered down in an alley.
Okay. Yeah, you don't smell it nearly as much in the alleys. In the open air, you can smell it more easily.
Yeah, but it's still there. Yeah. Okay. Which of the closed off but not actual construction sites are closest? Well, if that's not a question that can be, Crew's gonna go to whichever one of those is closest, because that's where he thinks it. That's his guess for where this would be coming from.
Okay. So the closest construction, air quotes, area is not very far from where you are. It's pretty close. How close do you get?
Well, before I answer that, I also want to know: does the smell like get stronger as Crew approaches?
Yes, it does.
I think once Crew notices that, he's not gonna approach. He's gonna try to get high ground and use that to like look in. He's gonna be doing this stealthily.
Okay, yeah, roll stealth, please.
Yep, and I'm going to summon the electric wisp to try to aid me on stealth.
Not Shadow.
I think both of them have the same bonus.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, both of them have the same bonus, and Crew's elemental affinity is electricity, so
That works then.
I just want to quickly check to see if there's any bonus roll for doesn't seem to be. Alright. Let me roll for the wisp first. Stealth. That is a
That's a success, yeah.
So I get a +1.
Oh, no.
1 second. Actually, I need to check something. Crew has a +11 to stealth. However, Crew also has another friend who is expert in stealth. Crew's gonna follow the expert from mate for an additional bonus to the roll. So that the aid bonus is gonna go to mate, and Crew's gonna follow the expert for a +2 on his roll.
Okay.
You gotta love mechanics, baby.
That works.
Alright. +1 from Wisp Aid. I'll keep that for now.
Alright.
I only have 1 hero point left, so.
20 is actually really good for a stealth roll. Alright.
And let me roll a plus. I'll roll for Crew, who's following mate.
Still pretty good.
There's. Fuck it. 21.
Alright.
I think I still have my once a day thing though, so
Yeah.
I'll
so
keep that in mind.
Alright, so. You're going on the rooftops for this, right? Yeah.
Yeah, somewhat nearby the rooftop of a somewhat nearby building.
Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't take too much to find roof access to these buildings. Like they're all external. There's ladders, there's fire escapes. There's a whole myriad of ways for you to get up top and get to a much better vantage point, and you do so.
And considering Crew's line of work with repairs, it's probably not the first time he's had to get up
Yeah.
on a roof.
It wouldn't have been the first time he had to climb up at height. So you do manage to find a pretty good vantage point to very carefully observe this construction site. And for all intents and appearances, it looks like a construction site. There's people in hard hats and reflective vests, there's barriers, there's machinery around, and it's being used. But what you already know and are aware of is that it's a sham. It doesn't look like they're actually doing anything actual construction related.
And here's how do the construction sites look is a question I should ask, because like is it like a half-built building that like stuff could happen inside of? Is it like probably not a fully open plot, right?
Yeah, no, they're not fully open plots. Like, these construction sites seem to be surrounding buildings. They look like small factories or manufacturing plants. And they have big smokestacks, kind of like a smelting plant.
Okay. From Crew's location, can he like? Is there like a window or something that he can like look through and see inside?
There are skylights, yes.
Yeah. Can Crew or mate see anything in them?
You're too far to tell, to be honest. Like, there's not any skylights.
Mate zooms in.
Okay.
Gotta remember, modern days, when phones can zoom up to times 36, Mate's gonna have a zoom function.
Alright, so yeah, the best you can tell, you can't pick out any detail, but through the skylights you can tell that it is bustling in that in the building. But what's exactly going on, you can't really tell.
But there's something going on inside, which is not what happens in the construction site. Is that correct?
Yeah. Like, the building that this construction site is surrounding, it looks like some kind of factory or manufacturing plant. Small, fairly small. But, yeah, no, like, the construction areas don't really... Like, if you're aware of what construction actually looks like, it looks almost like construction, but not really. Like, it falls apart the more you look at it.
Just, like, every so often there's just a guy holding down a jackhammer on, like, the same spot.
Yup, the same spot, or, you know, getting, like one of those rotating saw blades and cutting into the cement in just like the same spot.
Yeah, okay. I think with that, Crew... I think Crew is gonna do something a little stupid then.
Okay.
Because he can still go invisible for 5 minutes. I think... How high up is this building first? Let me ask that.
I want to say like 30 or 40 feet up. This is like just a very, very rough estimate. You're pretty high up.
Oof, okay. Because... I could treat falls as 25 feet shorter.
There's cranes and pulleys and stuff around, and like
Yeah.
fire escapes. Like you can use those, but
Yeah. I think
you're still pretty high up.
Yeah, okay. I think Croux is gonna climb down as normal, and then because this is like a nearby building, so Croux could probably with where he is, would Croux be able to like get in, look around, and get out while remaining invisible? Because it only lasts for 5 minutes, so if would need to get closer, then Croux would try to stealth up closer, but
So the building that you're looking at or have been scouting out, it's
yeah.
like one street over, not across the street. It's like one street over, so it's pretty close. I'd say if you're fast and you sprint, you can probably get in, scout the place out a little bit, and then get out in 5 minutes.
Okay.
But it'd be tight.
One second, something I forgot I have.
Oh yeah, you've had that
Change
since
of
the beginning.
plans. Small change of plans then. Instead of trying to like invisibly sneak past the guards, who's instead gonna try to invisibly get up on the roof to effectively record the inside from up top, because he could only see at one angle from the other building, but he'd be able to get full 360 if able to go around the skylight.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's... One second, would any of the wisps happen to have silence?
I don't think so, no.
Shit. Let's see, your shadow has darkness, which is not the most useful while we're in the middle of the day. Oh no, Light Wisp has invisibility! Oh, I wanted silence, but that's good to know. I can stay in there for longer. I can look around for longer. Airwisp has deafness, which could be useful. Sorry, I feel like I should have checked all this stuff earlier, but I didn't know I was gonna do any of this, so...
That's fine.
Wood Wisp has... Okay. Okay, yeah, none of them have silence, but... Oh, actually, that's a question I should ask. If Croux goes invisible holding Mate, would Mate go invisible or no?
I would honestly consider Mate a separate entity, but I don't know. Does stuff cast on you affect your construct as well?
I don't know if it would affect
I don't know.
I think because Mate is considered like an animal companion, I think he would need to have invisibility cast on him too.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to choose between being able to scout for 15 minutes or being able to scout but bring Mate along. That is... Okay. I think I'm gonna go with my initial plan of going Vanishing Wayfinder, 5-minute invisibility on myself, 10-minute invisibility on Mate, and Mate has these specific instructions. If Croux is to get found out, like say he gets seen or they hear him or something, Mate is to go back to the safe house as fast as he can,
Okay.
because Mate would be invisible for longer, so Croux would effectively be the distraction for Mate, and Mate would be recording everything that is being seen.
Okay, so just for the sake of clarity, what are you doing right now?
I am going to
Like Cliff Notes version, what are you doing
Cliff
right now?
Cliff Notes, go invisible. 5 minutes on Mate. 5 minutes on Croux. 10 minutes on Mate. Grapple gun to the roof of the construction site, quote unquote, and through the skylight, see everything that's happening in there more clearly, and then leave.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Alrighty, so how do I want to address this? Let me double check what invisibility does. Undetected. Okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Alrighty. Yeah, you can just do all that. Alright, so... I am still gonna require you to make a stealth check, because you might not be seen. The question
But
is
I can
noise.
definitely still be heard.
Yeah, it can still be heard, and then also, depending on if you're opening doors or anything like that, that will, yeah, be noticeable.
I mean, he's effectively recording from the skylight, so I don't think there'd be any doors opening, but...
Yeah, no, I thought you were actually going inside the building. Never mind.
No, because that would be a lot easier to notice. I'm going to the roof of the other of the construction site, and because there are skylights there, being able to record more of an area.
Okay.
All right, we'll. All right, I'm not gonna summon a wisp to help because that would take too much time. So I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna have Mate roll and then Croux follow Mate for a +2. Whew.
Yeah, okay, no one's finding that. Alright. Yeah, so with that stealth check, yeah, you're able to just swoop in, perch above the skylight, and start recording stuff, and I'll describe what you see in the building. So, you suspected it at first, but this pretty much just confirms it. The building that, the construction area, at least this one, seems to be some sort of factory or foundry. Maybe it's a combination of those. But through the skylight, you can actually see what looks like, best you can estimate, smelting vats. Or mixing vats, yeah, something mixing vats of whatever heck that substance is, and the smell is just it reeks. It's almost suffocating. It's kind of hard to not choke on the smell, like if it was actual smoke. And you see a lot of conveyor belts inside the factory moving open crates of stuff that you can't really quite make out. It doesn't look like metal or ore. It looks more organic than that. And you see barrels of liquid being moved around on carts.
Now,
yeah.
I'm not. Is there any chance that Croux is lucky enough to be able to like have a van come in and get loaded while he's watching, so that he can see what they're putting in there? because we know it's being taken out. It would be, it'd be the embalming oil, it'd be the grave ash, it'd be the bodies, but
So
we don't know what they're transporting. So,
It's like, oh, okay, what are you asking?
I suppose just a flat D20 luck check or something to see if Croux happens to be able to, during his watch, have a van come in to get loaded.
Okay, let's see.
If not, perfectly fine.
Okay, yeah, no, 18. Yeah, you do see a truck come in, unloading what looks like supplies. The same barrels of liquid and the crates of something. You see them being offloaded and brought into the factory. Also,
but does he-
DG's comment of baking undead. Yeah, it's pretty much a giant undead easy bake oven.
All right, and yeah, does the invisible is Croux able to stay invisible for long enough to see see them put anything into the truck or no?
Oh yeah, no, like this is going on like pretty quick. So you do see stuff like they're essentially shipping containers being loaded onto trucks. They look like shipping containers, but you can't tell what's in them.
Okay.
And then they get carted off who knows where.
All right. I think that's enough for now. Croux is gonna make his way off of the building, reel up his grappling gun, and make sure that when the invisibility wears off, he is far away.
Alrighty. And where do you head after?
I think by this point, Croux is gonna just. I think by this point, Croux is just gonna head back to our current safe house because this has been several hours of watching. Croux needs to rest now. And yeah, of course, while he's going back, he's like looking around to make sure no one saw him. He's making sure to like go mainly through the blind spots of the cameras whenever possible.
That'd be stealth, please.
Yep, one more.
Yeah, so something to bear in mind, this is the only time I will say this, and I will remind you, please tell Cole this whenever we get back. If you do not say that you are stealthing, I will assume that you are not, because I am rolling private checks to see whether or not the alert gets raised or if you get noticed. So something to keep in mind. You always state very clearly if you were, covering your tracks, you're trying to be evasive, you're trying to be stealthy. Declare it, because if you do not declare it, I will assume you are not. And yeah, there will be no takebacks on those. 32 is good, yeah. So 32, yeah, you do exactly that. You take the back alleys, avoid cameras, or at least try to stay in their blind spots. You keep on the lookout for anybody that might be out of place or could potentially spot you doing something suspicious. And you managed to keep that up all the way back to the safe house, which is a long trek. But you make it back without incident.
And with tons of juicy info.
Tons of juicy info. So I'm gonna assume that you all reconvene at the safe house.
Probably at that point,
Yes.
yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to Reactivate that map. I have to find where the hell you all are.
We've been going places.
Oh, you're all scattered throughout the map. Hang on. I'm just gonna dump
We're
you all.
explorers.
I'm gonna just dump you all at the entrance. Hang on.
Nice.
Boop. And then Q minus will have like been here the whole time, wherever the hell he is.
He'd be doing staff business wherever he, his usual corner
Yeah.
of just lounging.
His usual corner.
So I guess like who would get here first? That's the main question.
So,
Other
Ash-
than like, Minus already being here, it would probably be Ash.
yeah, I think Ash, because Ash has the car and he finished his stuff fairly early in the morning.
Okay, and when Doc and Duncan come back, what the? Does he see Ash standing around out here?
He'll probably be inside.
Okay.
Oh yes, the bird is here.
I'll have to move the Raven token for you because you don't have perms for it right now.
Not yet. At
I'll
least.
be in the kitchen.
So yeah, basically.
Yeah, Ash, you're the first one back. The house is actually, aside from Q-Minos, who is in the garden as usual, it's completely empty. Neither of the Sinclairs are there.
He would look for a note if they left one.
There would have been a note at the office, like just pinned to the door, saying that out doing some recruiting and scouting for the guild. We'll be back later.
Love, Mom.
Accurate.
Also, you find an envelope in the kitchen with money with a note on it saying, "Order whatever you like for dinner tonight. Order something fancy." Smiley face wink.
Wow.
Whose handwriting does it look like?
That would be the Lady Sinclair's handwriting.
Pizza and pasta it is.
Nice.
I struggle to tell you what an expansive menu you might want to expect. I've seen it. It's a lot of food.
Oh yeah, Doc basically gets back, hears noises. He walks over. What does he see?
You see a big honking black bird just sitting in the kitchen and like rooting through drawers and stuff.
Where did you get that?
Good what? You look at the energy drink he has on the on the counter. Oh, it's in the fridge.
No. The bird.
Oh. I tamed it.
You tamed it?
Yep.
Then why is it in here?
What?
Because it's near me.
Did the lady approve of this?
Oh, she's not here right now.
I'll leave you to explain that then.
Yep.
You have a
Ash,
nice conversation with it at least.
behind you, Ash, you can hear. You don't see, but you can hear it. The raven is just rustling through drawers, opening them, looking at like the silverware and stuff, and just like rifling through it.
We're
And
getting
you
acquainted.
And you hear just like a little muffled, like, ooh, shiny, 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 mine. I want.
Hopefully
I'll
those
have to
get
watch those
washed
later.
later. Yeah. Anyways,
I'll get you your own set.
I guess
I'll
I can
that to
see
the
what
bird.
I guess I can see what you did today. I managed to
Yeah.
get the ball rolling with a few of Trey's old subordinates.
Oh, right. And then he'll shuffle through his bag and toss the drone at him.
Oh, you got this back. Nice.
Right. Give that to the nerd over there. If he comes
Once
back.
he gets here. Hopefully he's back at least. Considering where he went.
Is he talking?
Oops.
Oh. Oh,
The Raven speaking a language.
the Raven do be speaking Minecraft enchantment table.
Work.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
assuming the first one sounded like.
The counter's marble, right? It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's marble.
Stop. What is it with goddamn crows pecking, ravens pecking at goddamn slabs?
Oh, Raven Baslav, what is your wisdom?
Raven no tucky tucky.
Anyway, now we
Yeah.
just wait for Croux to
Yeah,
bustle to
I-
get here.
Considering that he was gone for a few hours, like he was staking out for a few hours, I think it would take a while for him to like actually get back, but also he was, texting everything he saw, so
Ash I guess these are strawberries.
Yeah.
He'll just lay them out on the counter for the bird. For peace.
Raven stares at the strawberries, tilts its head. Eh,
Those are yours.
these mine. I can have. Yeah,
Yep, you can have them.
yeah. Okay. And hops onto the counter and starts eating the strawberries.
You're dead. What do you care? Oh, would the raven see Trey?
No.
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 It'd be funny if they could, though.
See
Also-
dead things.
What's Duncan doing right now? What does he think of all this?
Duncan is poring over maps and plans because someone has to do the actual scheming like that.
Okay.
And it seems like the people trying to wrestle funny birds aren't quite doing that right now.
Plans all coming together.
We need to get this man some cigars, yes.
Actually, there are probably some cigars in the office.
Oh god,
Yeah.
this is a terrible idea, but I'm all
Give
for
him-
it.
Give him
You're
some
all
of
for
the
stealing
glitter.
some Primo Sinclair cigarettes.
I mean, if you leave items out when there's adventurers around, you're just asking for them to get stolen. At that point, it's your own fault. What did
I
you
mean,
think was going to
hey,
happen?
the Sinclairs have let you have the roam of the place, so like it's kind of expected. You're gonna take stuff. It's fine. They can afford it. They got money.
True. Yeah, okay. I guess we're getting Duncan cigars while he's doing the actual planning there. That's fine.
And yeah, Duncan, if you go to get the cigars, there's a really fancy cigar box sitting in the computer office, just on the desk. Lady Sinclair doesn't really seem like a smoker, but she keeps some good shit.
Nice.
I'm fully imagining that Croux just walks into like a cloud of smoke.
Yeah, you walk past Duncan, who's chomping on a really, really fancy looking cigar. It smells very nice, but you walk through a huge puff of smoke as Duncan is poring over, maps and stuff.
What was this whole nonsense about the construction site? Can you fill me in on that?
Croux just steps away from Duncan. Yeah,
Really?
Smoky.
Why did you try some?
I'm sure he's inhaled harsher chemicals.
Look. I get it, but also a lot of this stuff doesn't quite check out, and for all the planning and talking we have in fact been doing, we should probably get moving at some point and put some pressure on our enemies.
yeah, about that. So basically, Crew's gonna so I saw there's a with eye for numbers about how many construction sites were there that were not actually construction.
How many of those?
Yeah, like about how many.
That's hard to. By your best estimate, so some of them look like they bleed together, but they're all just one construction site surrounding, like, say, a single building. There'd be about 3.
Alright. So, saw like three places, all that were construction, seemed like a construction site, but they weren't actually doing anything there. They were just blocking off the place. Got a close look at one, and inside we saw we saw.
Can you finish your sentence?
Nate's just gonna roll up and bash Duncan on the knee. Not to, like, it doesn't hurt or anything, but
Hey, look, if you can challenge me, you can actually talk well. You saw what now?
I saw in the one I saw I saw Pat using all the chemicals that we know created the zombies at the train station. It's
All right,
lovely.
so let's put a stop to it. We can do that. We are well armed, we are skilled, we have a good track record at this.
How many people did I see working in there? About how many?
A few dozen. That you could see, at least.
Yeah, there were a few dozen in each, though, and
These are workers.
they are not.
They are.
They would not be workers if that was
No,
the case.
they are pretending to be, but they're working for Quint.
I get that. What I'm saying is that they are not exactly people very well suited to resisting a bunch of violence.
Considering who they work for, I think that's exactly the kind of people they are.
You think that every single person, including the sorts of guys he has producing these sorts of things, is also a violent thug? Because I think that's just either giving them too much credit or not doing enough of it to them. It doesn't seem right.
Yeah, but who else? would be
Anyway,
willing to do
if
this
you are
crap-based
sure that these are too many people for us to do anything about, I will have to choose to believe you. but it means our next step isn't throwing in the towel and saying we can't do anything. It means the next step is figuring out who's going to join us and make sure we have enough of a force to do something about these things.
I already got that underway.
That's very nice, actually. Glad to hear it.
Because we'll definitely put together a posse in a forms to sabotage these operations when we can.
Alright.
Anything
Sounds like
else
a
you
good
learned?
deal, yeah.
Anything else you learned about Croux?
What was that? I didn't hear what you said.
Anything else of importance about it?
Yeah, there were a bunch of, well, there were more people in trucks bringing in the materials and transporting. I couldn't see what they were transporting because it was all in shipping containers, but considering what was being made, I think we have a guess.
You know where they were going?
All around. They weren't going anywhere specific.
Alright. I think we found the source. Safe to say.
Definitely. Yeah, if we can, yeah, we need to do something about the places for sure.
So, if not going in and smashing their machinery, what would you say that will have to be then?
I think that's probably the safest way to do it, but also I don't think it should just be us. I think
I mean,
there's
that's fine.
there's
Just,
three
you know,
different-
people on the way, how many? Are they going to be trained? Are they going to be well on board? How long is this going to take? We can't exactly afford to wait 3 weeks or however long.
No,
Okay, so
I think the question here is,
Yeah.
you guys want to take action. When are you going to act on it? Are you going to, raid
Look,
the place
it's kinda-
directly? Are you going to have somebody else raid them? I think that's what Duncan's trying to ask.
Yeah.
I got that. And I definitely have some ideas flowing of how to do that.
okay, what are those?
One, well, I think would be a good idea, is that we got our good old FBI agent friend, Mr. William, who can probably help us a lot regarding this kind of stuff. Being a
All
gunslinger
right.
and all that.
And how long is that? Look, we don't exactly have forever either.
Yes.
Can we
We have
agree that...
We have at most 2 weeks.
Yes, can we agree that within 2 days we'll need to start doing something?
Yes, I can agree with you with that.
So, can we get very many people on our side in these 2 days to do that stuff?
I think so.
Okay, then let's do that, and then within 2 days we strike out at, well, at the very least one of these sites you've identified. You should probably figure out which is the best target, because presumably one of them is either not secured as well or is just more valuable to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I only got Crew's gonna pull up the camera feed that he's still getting.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask. You've been sending these pictures.
Yeah.
What are these contents?
Sorry, repeat the question again.
You've been sending us a lot of these pictures.
Those are all either the the trucks I've seen going in and out, or the people working at the fake construction sites. I was thinking that maybe because you know have you have Trey's face, you can maybe you could like use some of the maybe you could have like some of the people that followed him figure out who they are and stop them from coming in to make the job of actually taking the place down easier.
I got that, but first I'll ask, hey Trey, do you recognize these people?
Trey looks at the photos.
It'd probably be like
Oh.
low resolution because it's security camera footage.
Yeah. Trey shrugs or gives you the closest approximation of a shrug.
Mm-hmm.
To be perfectly honest, I don't really remember anyone other than the higher ups in the gang. These are
Gotcha,
probably low-ranking grunts. You know, forgettable faces, forgettable people. You know, real
Okay.
scumbags and lowlifes and people you wouldn't really think twice about.
Okay. Just want to make sure if there were any higher ups among them.
Nah, not that I can tell. These guys are all small fries.
Alright. Another thing that strikes me is these license plates are clearly not from around here.
Oh, right. Yeah, they were Caledonian, right? That's what.
Yep, Caledonian. They are a country up north, like far north.
Right, yeah, they're all Caledonian.
Caledonian, you say?
Yeah, that color license plate with a stripe there. That's Caledonian. Without the stripe, that's opens up Misgard map. That country.
Shuridian or like Arcadian.
Yeah. Without that stripe there, it's Shuridian. Croux is fucking baller at GeoGuessr.
Yeah, so Caledon, like the country of Arcadia is really big and is in between Sheridan and Caledon, so these trucks came from pretty far. Which is weird, and this is weird to you because shipments from Caledon, unless like it's really heavy cargo, it wouldn't be coming by truck. Because how far north Caledon is, most stuff will be transported by plane or ship. If it's being transported by truck, it's something that I guess kind of needs to be transported by truck. So yeah, that stuff coming from that far away, yeah, it's weird.
They do have a facility out there, if I recall.
I think I saw that on the map. I think I saw that too on the computer. Another one of those Gen Corp facilities.
It was a that they were dealing with like undead manipulation up there, I think.
Yup, that is correct.
I wouldn't be surprised considering how close it is to that really strange island I forgot the name of right now.
Terminus is the name of the
I
island.
said that in character. But yeah.
Well,
Undead
this
isn't
is-
really a specialty I really like to learn into, but yeah. Seems we're dealing with a way bigger operation than I originally thought.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, like Duncan said, we gotta. It's
2 days.
we gotta.
We're going
what
to
do we-
spend 2 days preparing, gathering allies, figuring out the lay of the land, perhaps, and so on. Picking one of these three to knock over, but within 2 days, we're going there, and we're going to do something about them.
or do something really big to disrupt all of them. We can also do that.
Look, the moment we attack even one, it's going to provoke a response. I'm not exactly opposed to doing more than one. Issue is, if you're going to try and do all three, it is about enough of war and violence that half the part of the damn state is going to want to respond. So let's at least plan for one and see how that goes.
Gotcha. Oh, yes.
Wait, real quick, above table. I forget. Do we know about Doc's in with the Doc's in with the fucking government person?
He would have relayed
Yes.
that info, yes, because Ash knows
Yeah.
too.
Okay, yeah. If
And that's what was going to be my suggestion.
yeah, I was just gonna say maybe if because I have Crew's gonna pull out another recording, the one from the skylight showing everything that they're doing, and I mean we don't we don't have exact evidence that they're making undead with this, but it's. Do you think it'd be enough to convince him to get a bunch of people to crack down on them?
Oh, well, no harm in sending them to get his thoughts about it. He's probably been doing his own investigation anyways.
Yeah. Can also say where each of them are to. Yeah. Okay. Crew's gonna.
Give me the
send...
info, I'll send it to him.
Yeah, Crew's gonna send Doc the recording he took from the skylight, and also the location of the three factories.
Okay. All right. So, what is your plan of attack or at least your plans for the course of the next 3 days? So, obviously, the ultimate goal is taking down one of those facilities.
Or all of them.
Or all of them. And I'm guessing contacting Mr. Federal Agent for...
Yes.
Or consult him for assistance. Then...
Indeed.
I think you said you also wanted to have Trey's goons, like, do stuff. Locate a cache to raid.
Yes.
So, anything else you guys wanted to do for those 3 days? Because this is like, so I can prepare, stuff.
Okay. Well, I got a lot of ideas brainstorming in my head of a lot of preparation we could do in regards to this.
Okay.
Like, one idea I have is to have trade goons raid a cache to cause a big distraction and divert attention away from these facilities in the industrial district. And then us and William could hit one and sabotage operations there. Another plan we could also do is find a way to sabotage incoming trucks.
That's a thing I was gonna ask to do. I wanted to see if I could somehow track where the trucks are going, because eventually they're gonna return, because that's how it works. But the problem is we don't know well, actually no, we do have an idea of where it's going, but also we only have 2 days.
Yeah. And
So is it worth it to spend those days going there?
yeah, but also here's another thought about that. Oh yeah, what would happen if let's just say one of those trucks had a wreck and the police investigated and found their contents? How well would that go?
Ooh, those are all very good, interesting ideas that I'll have to think about. That is all stuff that you can do in those 2 days before,
Would you know
go
a
time.
sky marshal?
Yeah.
Fully publicizing, making more public of what the heck they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And
True.
also we have Miari who can investigate these transports as well.
Oh yeah, she's a sky marshal.
So we have a lot of avenues for this, and we could probably all vote on what idea suits best.
I mean, it's also a thing like it doesn't have to be one or the other.
We could do all of them theoretically.
All of those seem possible to do at the same time.
Oh yeah, it's like totally possible to do all of those at the same time because you've got allies. There's also you guys yourselves. You can like delegate stuff and take charge of a particular objective or tasks. You can do that.
I'm too good at thinking up ideas. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things I wanted to do as crew, because something Duncan said is that we are strong, yeah. So we're probably going to want to go after the biggest one. What crew wants to do is, from the camera, see which of those three has the most traffic. If any of them have more traffic than the other two.
Yeah, so it wasn't the one that you were scouting out, it's one a little bit further north of you. That we were, actually physically at.
Near the address?
Yeah, near the address.
That makes complete and full sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's something else. We could do a bit more scouting, see specifically what's going on in the biggest one. Could do some like combat analysis too. See just if the people in there look like do they look mostly just like they're here to just work and leave, or do they all are they all carrying weapons?
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
So okay.
Because you're only at around noon of this day, so you have a lot of time to continue carrying out plans or setting things up.
Mm-hmm. And just for the sake of helping Phoe prep, that next session we're most likely pretty much gonna do all the things I've said.
Actually, real quick, because this is something Crew would have been able to see. In the factory that he saw, did the people look like they could actually put up a fight, or?
Oh yeah.
No?
Oh yeah. Even the construction workers, air quotes, construction workers outside look like they could put up a fight. These don't look like meek people.
Yeah.
Because if they are part of the gang, they can fight.
Yeah, that was my assumption, especially because they're working under the. Is it Spader Club? Club, right?
It is a club.
Club, yeah.
Yeah, especially considering that they're working under a club. Their whole thing is,
not
brute
subtle
violence.
Yep.
Why would he trust people who are weak to work?
Yep. Alrighty, so I think I'm gonna end session here for today. You got a lot done and started on a lot of really, really cool plans. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So well today too.
Oh yeah, and I'll get started setting those things up for next session, and yeah. You've got your first major objective and a lot of really cool plans.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah. And if you guys have any other ideas for what you want to do leading up to the execution of that plan, feel free to poke me and I'll add it and I'll incorporate it. I'll find a way to incorporate it.
This means you gotta make the document even longer.
Not by much, but yeah.
Yay! Even longer. Woo!
But yeah, thank you guys for playing today, and your ideas are crazy good and really interesting, and it's given me a lot to think about and consider.
Brain go worky.